did it make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like the S sense, and then when it started making the C sense. You know, did you, like, both of y'all, like, did you guys have like a moment that was like, oh shit, like this is my out?
2017, you know, we're talking about brokers, right? He broke down what a broker is. I just want to take 60 seconds and just break down the relationship. Okay. So as a trucking company owner, as the fleet owner, I got the trucks. You got 4 major players in the game. You got the shipper, the person who actually has the freight, right? They actually, yeah. Then you got the broker, who is the middleman between that shipper and me, the trucking company. But then you got this wild card, this fourth person that just came in and got real popular over the last few years, the dispatcher. You dig what I'm saying? So now that dispatcher plays the middleman between him and me. The dispatcher saves me time. Alex got eight businesses right now. I ain't got time to be booking loads no more. Right? So now I got this dispatcher in place that communicates with him and negotiates on my behalf. You dig what I'm saying? So for the people that's in the industry right now, I need you to understand, if you're brand new to the game, the brokers is a game changer, because on day one, you can now get access to freight and be able to book loads and get them on your trailer through this guy on day one. You don't got the relationships in place yet. You don't got no dedicated lanes. You don't got no contracts yet. You still new. So the load board, which is a database that has all the freight coming in and out of every city in real time, that's where he's posting his loads at. And that's where me, the trucking company, I'm going on and finding those loads, and me and him are negotiating to make the transaction happen. So again, I just wanted to be clear. There's a love-hate relationships between the carriers and the brokers, because the carriers always feel like the brokers are trying to take all the profits. You know what I'm saying? But I tell the carriers this: don't feel that way. If you feel like you're getting robbed, that means you don't know how to negotiate. That means you don't know the market. And that's where the education comes in. Education before compensation when it comes to trucking.
And even so, there's a gap too where misknowledge when it comes to the broker and the carrier. And I'm gonna tell you this why. Because when everybody knows the DAP board, right? You know, that's where you get your loads. But me, as a broker, experienced broker, I no longer use the DAP board.
Absolutely.
And not even say like the DAP board, like I got another system that I attach myself to, is that when you have built relationships in this industry, you have been able to, carve your way as far as knowing who's who, right? So when it comes to, that's why it's so big about relationships, especially for the minorities, because for me, I'm getting the same loads that JB Hunt getting, Swift getting, Knight getting, that they're probably tendering you, giving you the freight for $1,000 cheaper than what it is. And since, there's not a direct correlation or relationship to the high-powered brokers, the minority brokers who are out here really, pushing freight in the industry, then that's another gap where, that could be closed as far as having a better name and a likeness when it comes to the broker, because these are the real decision makers when you're talking to these Fortune 50, Fortune 500 companies. They don't have time to set up 1,000 carriers. Why set up 1,000 carriers when you could talk to one broker and they got 1,000 relationships?
So that goes to my point, to answer your question, when I started seeing daylight, that was your question, right? So after running on the load boards, dealing with the brokers for years, come 2017, I messed around and got my first dedicated lane from a broker though. Checked it out. It happened real simple. Everybody was like, how do you get contracts? How do you get dedicated lane? I did one thing. I'm going to give it to y'all just because we on the Cam show, right? Funky Fridays, right? I booked this load from Atlanta to Chattanooga, Tennessee, right? The load at the time paid $750 going from Atlanta to Chattanooga, which is only like 2 hours away, right? But then the broker was like, look, man, if you get back in time, I got another one here. The shipper is 24 hours and the receiver is 24 hours as well. So you can literally run this load twice in a day legally, and it's $1,500, right? So we did it. The first day we ran the load twice, everything was smooth. My driver was like, damn, I like that little lane right there, man. You know what I'm saying? My driver walked away with a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't too much fuel. So I asked the broker one key question. I said, yo, bro, how often do y'all run this lane? He was like, man, it's funny you asked, man. We actually run this lane 23 times a week. He was like, I actually need another carrier tomorrow. He said, how many trucks you got? At the time, I had 7 trucks. I said, shit, I got 7 trucks. What's up? He was like, hey, you think you can run it for the rest of the week for me? I said, no problem. Cool. We ran the loads, all 7 trucks. I called my drivers. I said, look, man, if y'all late, you fired. Straight up.
Straight up.
I was like, look, we can't play with this.
Yeah.
I said, being a half an hour early is late.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got all of them. I got their mind right. They went out there, they murdered the lane that whole week. Communicating with the broker, letting them know when they picked up, when they dropped off, everything was smooth. Following Monday, I hit the broker up. I said, look, man. He was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know you guys did a great job. Normally, I got to call and harass the carriers to find out where the truck is at. He said, y'all communicated, y'all was on time. He said, how long can you guys do something like this? I said, how long you ever need it? We ended up running that lane for 3.5 years. That was the year I seen my first 7 figures. That was the year I was like, okay, I'm on to something now.
Yeah.
But it was me doing good business. See, you got to overdo good business in trucking.
Yes.
Your communication, your name,
Yes.
that's everything.
No, hold on. Stop. This is not just a trucking thing, because my issue is that's a life thing.
Absolutely.
You know, my girl always says, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Hell yeah.
You feel me? So for me, you're not gonna meet another person that loves to support Black businesses like me, who likes to invest in small businesses, who likes to give the working dollar to the working class, a small business owner or whatever. But my thing is this: if I'm gonna take my $15 and take it to Chick-fil-A, I'm not just paying for that chicken sandwich. I'm not just paying for that lemonade. Even though both of them is right, I don't eat chicken, I'm vegan. But if I were to pay for some fries, right? That, my pleasure, is what I'm paying for, right? So if you want me to take that $15 and invest it back into a Black small business, right? I expect that same kind of residual attitude when it comes to serving, whether it's food, whether it's whether I'm buying something from you, clothes or whatever. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's the whole consumer experience. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people understand that to that degree, because it is a deal breaker for me. And I'll be so disheartened sometimes because I'm like, bro, I want to do right. I want to invest or I want to take my dollar and buy Black. But when I buy Black, you know, I've been sitting here, but you about to blow this place up. Man. Boom. When I do buy Black, I walk into the restaurant and I'm waiting for 10 minutes. Nobody even said anything to me. And I'm like, okay. That's strike one. Then the service.
This before football or after football?
No, this is before, during, and after. It's like current event. Like I'm just giving you examples of like when you're talking about service and service levels being met. It's not just with trucking. It's with everything. Absolutely. You feel me? So if I'm sitting up here wanting to do right by my people and keep that dollar in the community, it's like, bro, we got to do better with our expectations and our accountability from a business standpoint. And something as simple as you would say, like, listen, man, y'all return phone calls, y'all, tap in and check in and say, hey, man, it's traffic. Yep. Hey, it's a snow blizzard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know, I know I was supposed to be there at 1:30. It's approaching, 12:45. I don't think I'm going to get there. The GPS says this, the GPS says that. We're going to be 15 minutes late.